Hey guys, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 4 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. This was a very nice episode because we finally got to meet our first princess, our second or third princess, but it's our first princess outside of those main characters, who is Plumeria, and she is gorgeous. I absolutely love her. Well, actually, we got to meet two princesses in the throne room, in the reunion room. I don't know how that's called. But even Glimmer said that she doesn't even know what they do. So, I'm not counting them on. First, I just want to say that I think that in this episode, we were able to see another side of Adora once again, which is the idea that she is bringing the She-Ra legacy along. And people seem to know about She-Ra. People seem to believe in her. And she has all that weight on her shoulders. And she has to keep on with that. And that must be really hard. That must be really tough. And we saw her dealing with that in this episode. And we also we're able to see more of the Horde and more of that Shadow Weaver, that scary person. And I think that Shadow Weaver wants Adora. Shadow Weaver is not really following the orders of that superior monster. He's actually doing things because Shadow Weaver wants Adora back. Somehow, she just wants Adora back. And I don't know why, but maybe Shadow Weaver feels like Adora is her daughter, or she feels some sort of connection with her because she was raised in the Horde. I don't know. And I'm curious to learn more about Shadow Weaver. She is a very interesting character. But I think that one of the most interesting characters so far is Plumeria. She is really interesting, and I must say, I love her design, and I love the approach She-Ra is having with the design of the characters. They all look very diverse, they all look very different, they don't really follow a style, they don't really follow like a race or an ethnic group. They're all each very different from each other, and I love that. I think that it adds so much heart to the story, and with Plumeria, it was not different. Plumeria is such an interesting character, but I must comment on the way Plumeria looked at She-Ra when she first saw her. I was like, okay, Plumeria is in love with She-Ra, and that's the case in a different way. She was not actually in love. She was, bedazzled because she was seeing someone from the legends for the first time, and she thought She-Ra was just there to save her land, which I forgot the name already, but she was just there to save her land, to help her land grow back. But I think that one of the nicest things about this episode was the idea and the lesson that it doesn't matter if you think that hero can save everything. That's not how it happens. For a place to be saved, you need to grow forces, you need to join forces, and you need to get it together and fight together for that place to be reformed, for that place to be changed, for the place to grow again. Because after She-Ra was not able to restore the land, they went on, the main group went on to try to defeat the Horde. But the ones that actually were able to defeat it were Plumeria and her people. And there was one thing that I found kind of strange, because Plumeria said that her powers come from that big tree. And the tree was basically destroyed. And she was still able to use her powers. I don't know if it's because she started believing in herself and she started believing in the power of her people. I don't exactly know why. But she was able to use her powers to fight against the Horde. And obviously, She-Ra, Glimmer, and Bow, they had a big part. They had a big play in all of this. But Plumeria was the main character in everything. And it was so fun watching her fight and watching her go and, simply crush the Horde with her plans and with her eccentric powers. And I love her eccentric personality. I think that all of the princesses are going to have some sort of eccentric personality. They're all going to be different in their own way. And I love Plumeria's way. I love her peacefulness, I love her calmness. But, she's very calm, she's very peaceful, but at the same time, she wants to crush everybody with her flowers. She wants to fight. She wants to be out there And, you know, this is just amazing. Plumeria is my favorite so far. I'm sorry, Adora. I'm sorry, Glimmer. Plumeria is my favorite. And, you know, it was really nice watching that. And I loved the way that she used her powers. And we obviously had a very big She-Ra showdown, destroying the Horde's poison with her sword. Obviously, She-Ra is the almighty, all-powerful, the goddess. And, you know, I love She-Ra. And she was giving me such a girl power vibe. And it's interesting because sometimes when they're doing things for girls, they try to make it as feminine as possible. And that's not really happening with She-Ra. She doesn't represent femininity at all. She has some sort of a boyish vibe sometimes, and I like that, especially when you're doing a show for little girls. You know, it's nice to have this diversity of display of power, because the princesses, they're probably going to be very feminine, and you know, She-Ra being the main one, she's just herself, and I love it. I am loving it. You know, the pose that she made when Plumeria first saw her, I was like, girl, I know I'm in the same group as you. Anyways, episode 4, brilliant. I adored it. And Plumeria, my dear, you are already my favorite, but I'm excited to meet the other princesses as well. But you know, the way Plumeria fought, I really hope that she keeps on appearing. I really, really hope. Anyways, guys, that was my view on episode 4. Let's keep our talk in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.